If we believe that things are difficult to do, then they are. If we believe that they're actually extremely simple, then they are. So just allowing yourself to very quickly and easily drop back in, find that centered place of power. We're going to open up and hear what this wonderful being would like to talk about. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my gosh, my fingers are like tingling. Oh, it's so weird. Well, I also got a visual when we did the earlier meditation, and it was first of all the color. My color was green. That's my favorite color. And then I came to Emerald, and then I came to the Wizard of Oz, and then I was the Oz, and the All Powerful. And then I'm behind the curtain. You know how that all ends up. And that was my whole picture. And so, of course, I worked on that a little bit, and I became the Wiz, the all-powerful, green is go, open the curtain. And then I'd do this little crazy thing over here. Who knows what that was? And then a little red heart in the middle, and move the heart over to her, who's me. Anyway, that was...
And is it okay if I? Okay, so this little crazy thing that you're describing here, you did it. So I gave you all very little instruction. What's that? My mic? Hair off? Okay. See, rustling. So I gave you very little instruction, and you just did, right? I didn't ask you to look for a color when we were dropping in. A color happened. Mm-hmm. And I didn't ask you to draw some funny, weird thing, whatever. You're not even sure what it is, but you did that. And that's actually the way that I instruct. If I take longer, this is a whole workshop. What we did on break is a whole workshop. And this right here actually did something, means something. It's just that your mind doesn't know yet what it means, or your part of your awareness, your conscious awareness isn't clear yet on what just happened and why that's here. But that has nothing to do with anything. And there's a part of you that totally gets that. There's probably a part of you that's been there since very young age, highly imaginative, maybe kind of like sometimes you might have fought against it, but there's a part of you that can get pulled into just having a whole other world of experience. Maybe it was the world of art or music or just the creativity of your mind or whatever it is. And that is a superpower. And I want for you to be able to embody it more deeply. We disenfranchise ourselves. We discredit the power of that in our modern culture. It's just an unfortunate thing. But in ancient traditions where people are more connected to the land, which is really the vast majority of the millennia that humans have been a thing, we all knew that that's actually where the power came from. So I want you to drop into that knowing right now. And so when silly things want to be drawn, allow yourself to drop in, and I would invite you to actually feel it better with your body, because you allow yourself to delight in it, right? You're describing the delight, and that's fun, and I want you to keep the delight. It's really just anchoring the delight in so that it's a full body experience of yum. I want your legs to feel it when you're drawing a thing that you don't know what it is, right? And when you experience yourself as the Wiz and your toes are included and you're breathing with it, it's a totally different experience. You integrate your power and you integrate all these aspects and all the different possibilities of you. So it's taking what's already naturally there and grounding it into reality and expanding inside of it, instead of just popping in and out or in any way apologizing for it. Why would somebody apologize for their superpower? Oh, pardon me, that's my cape. I didn't mean to. No. They're not saying that. Oh, did it flap on you? So sorry. I was just busy saving the world. I was just busy transforming something massive. That's not what they're thinking, right? So be really dropped in and allow yourself to be excited about that experience. What you think you're just making up is more real and vastly more powerful than you've ever realized. So just being able to be accurate rather than underestimating, be accurate. Did you have a question? We're not even on your question yet. What did you want to talk about?
Well, and like someone said, I wasn't even sure what it was that I was going to ask, but then this brought up more that, like, I'm getting old. And
what? Cut that shit out. I don't ever want to hear you say that again.
I mean, sometimes I think I have this whole other world to live.
You do.
And I need to do it, and I want to do it, and time's running out, and so I kind of go there. And because I'm retired now, and I've been retired for a few years, but I'm still like working, but I'd like to make a little money doing something. But my plate is so full, and I'm so stressed, and it's always so big and so much going on. I'm raising my granddaughter, and there's just a lot to that when you're old.
There you go with that word again.
I know.
Stop it.
I know. But I just don't feel like sometimes I have the energy or just the wherewithal to live the life that I used to. But my head still feels like I'm there, and that I have so much more to give and to do and to be. But sometimes it just feels like I just can't even get it together because there's just too much. There's just so much out there. There's so much in my house, outside my house, of things that need to be done, and I just can't focus.
Okay, so this is good. No, this is good. Okay, so let me just recap what I just heard. So you're retired, and you're so busy you don't know what to do with yourself. But you're not even having fun busy. You're just overwhelmed by all of this. You're creating a lot of crap. Are you hearing it? Yeah. Like there's oodles and oodles and oodles of illusion in this. Mm-hmm. You don't have to take the hours out of your day right now to figure out how to create sustenance for yourself or for your granddaughter. But you're still stuck inside of a paradigm where you're scrambling around. Right. And you have convinced yourself that you're old. And that is the biggest thing you have got to undo. That is bullshit. You are whatever age you believe yourself to be. So let's have a breath right there, yeah?
Yeah, my mind feels young.
Your essence is young.
My essence is young.
So let's not get hung up on how many years the body's been doing its thing, right? If you talk badly to your body, if you tell it that it's old, sick, weak, destitute, whatever, it's going to believe you. That's not the message you want it to have. If you want to have more vibrance, if you want to feel more alert and capable, then notice what it is you're saying. If you scream the wrong messages, it's different than paint a coat of happy. Like, don't put in a bunch of toxic stuff, right? Just don't put in all that toxic stuff. It's not helping. It's like you're putting sandbags around your waist with, some rope, and then you're wondering why you don't run very fast. Cut them off. Cut it out. So, and here's the thing, is that if we let ourselves get overwhelmed with anything, whether it's like the amount of clutter in our house or the raising of a child, what you're doing with that is you're saying, okay, this child is X number of years old, and I have X number until she's 18 or 21 or whatever, and then you're experiencing the burden of that as a heavy sandbag every single day, all of those years in this moment, every single day. And now you add the burdens of all the other stuff that you think you have to do. But the way that you're relaying it is through time. Like you're going to carry all that stuff forever, but you're experiencing all of that forever heaviness and all of that forever responsibility right now in this moment in time. Mm-hmm. And then you feel old.
Yes.
Oh my God. But you can be 12 and feel that way. It has nothing to do with age. It has to do with the bags. let all of that go. You'd be amazed at how your body transforms. Your physical form transforms when you shape your mind differently and when you actually clean up all this other stuff. Okay. So whatever you think that you look like, don't even hold that in. You've got a lot of what part of how people start to feel old is they say it's downhill from here. I've got only so much time left, which is a scarcity mentality, and everything is going to get worse from here. My health, my productivity, my whatever, my mobility, it's all bullshit. We don't actually know that that's true. Maybe you live to be 120. Maybe you live what if you could let go of the sandbags, you might be bright and vibrant. Have you ever seen those like 90-plus-year-old people that they're like a spry little fairy creature? They didn't get like that on accident. That didn't come from them saying, I'm old. I have so many responsibilities. I'm going to play forward the next 10 years of hard work and experience it every day. Hard work, when you experience it like that, this is so much harder. So drop into the present moment and don't forget who you are. You have all of these other capacities. You could draw some drawings like that on the construct of, how do I lighten the experience of raising my granddaughter at this phase of my life? Do not use the word age. Really, if you could erase, this is your particular medicine. Erase the word old for sure, and try not to use the word age, because it's another way of saying old. At this age. At my age. Like everything else that comes out of your mouth is bullshit after that. So don't use that word and you'll eliminate some of the bullshit. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So inside of the space of that creativity, just doodle and do your thing, or close your eyes and see the colors and do everything that you do. Allow for your creativity to actually be your liberation. If you believe that you're really doing something with it, then that's the only thing you're missing. Okay? So what can happen inside of that doodle space is you start off, you feel a little crunchy, you're not really sure that you love this topic, you're really wanting to have a shift, you're kind of working at it, and then the next thing you know, you're like, I need yellow. Hand goes to yellow. You don't even know what you're going to do with yellow, take off the cap. Or maybe it's another shade of green, could be any color you want, right? Whatever the color is what color it should be.
You know that I just sat there and said I need yellow? This is yellow.
Right. So do you see who I'm talking to? Some part of you's got this covered. The rest of you needs to be quiet with this whole judging yourself and making it hard. Really. So you pull out, you're like, yellow. I don't even know what yellow's about, but I'm going to put some yellow on this page right now. And I want you to connect the feeling of yellow and witness the yellow as it happens, which is how you already know how to function. But I want you to experience it in your whole body and being. And then when yellow's done, you switch to the next color. And then when you're done, and you know it. And the reason why I can tell it to you like this, because this is like a whole workshop that I'm putting into 30 seconds for you, is because you already know how to do this. So we're just unleashing your superpowers. We're just going to take something that's uniquely already yours, that you were born to know how to do very easily. And we're going to let you be powerful with it. But the reason why that is so powerful, well, there's many reasons. One of the most important is that you get out of your own way. You're just doing yellow. It's time for green. What the hell is this I'm drawing? I don't even know it. I don't even care, right? But inside of that space, you're allowing for that creative flow. You're allowing for, as soon as we allow for creativity and innovation, we allow for something different to happen. And that's why I want you to let that be real. If you can let that be real, that something different's going to happen, by the time you're done, you're going to have a whole new perspective, or at least a partial different perspective on raising your granddaughter. And you'll be in the present moment, which is the only one you've got. What if you could reframe it where she's the biggest gift to longevity and youthfulness that you could possibly have? What a blessing for somebody that's got a story about age. I just used the word, but I had to. I'm allowed to say it. But because she has a whole different paradigm. And can you embody the lightness of a girl her age, even if you don't want to be exactly her? You want to be you, not the you were when you're, how old is she?
12.
12. So you don't want to be your version of 12 necessarily. You want to be a brand new invention of 12. Or you could be 14 if you want. You're like the older sister raising her. That's kind of fun too. Where you're like, no, you're not allowed to jump off cliffs, and you do have to eat your green stuff that's on your plate, and bedtime's at this time. But what else do you want to play? What else do you want to play? Do you want to play colors? I love playing colors. Can you imagine yourself being in that energy where you are engaging with her as a child? You just happen to be a really wise child that has more experiences of certain things and knows how to stay out of danger better. But that has nothing to do with the old one.
Yeah, that's so good, because I've really been wanting to. I feel like I'm losing her, because it got this point where she loved me, because I've had her for almost 6 years, and now she's at 12 and she wants nothing to do with me, and I don't know what to do with it. you know, I don't know how to be with her.
Maybe she's feeling like you're a little too old. I think every 12-year-old thinks anybody over the age of 15 is old.
Yeah.
So I recommend you're 14. And then don't try to force yourself upon her being 14, because that might even feel a little like whatever. Once you get your 14 on and you're like really in that flowy 14 energy, then be like, hey, you want to hang out and play cards for a minute? And she'll be like, whatever. And then she'll sit next to you, and then like next thing you know, she's like telling you all of her stuff. She's loving on you and she's engaged. You just keep on inviting that youthfulness and dropping into you, right? And you'll end up having a better connection with her. But she doesn't want to hang out with anybody that's old. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's not as much fun to parent someone or help raise somebody up, be that guardian in that way, if they're not really that into it.
Yeah.
So let's make sure, first thing is not really about her. You heard that. 98% of what we talked about is about you and the journey inside of you. She'll respond accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Okay. Thank you.